anime you are watching here is actually unique. The first time I watched it, I was a bit curious. Where actually the hook part was. If you feel the same, this has a reason why. It's because every day you're bombarded with many kinds of content, to the point where your passion and the type of contents you're thinking now are getting polarized. Well, this anime starts off with a very easy-going scene when Konata says that she lose her free time if joins the running club. But if you notice it, this scene actually uses a natural continuity where Konata appeared from the direction she ended up in the previous scene. It looks like a simple form of directing, right? But when you look at the camera movement, it only rotates to the left, starting by facing away from the school building and ended up focusing on where Tsukasa already is. This makes it look like Konata is running and entering the frame from the same direction. But what you need to notice in this anime is how they start topics casually by talking about food. Like how they eat and the flavors they prefer, food always manages to create a broad premise when you start debating it. For example, when Konata talks about this weird way of eating bread, they argue about whether to eat the head first or the butt first. But each of them has a different idea of what counts as the head and the butt. But the author doesn't want this to become a one-sided conversation since both sides are contrasting. So a new element, Miyuki, the feminine character, enters as a dominant part of the story, because Konata and Tsukasa see Miyuki as an elegant figure they respect. Although Miyuki's feminine personality, the way she eats like a princess might actually create a contradiction from the viewer's perspective. That makes the topic of food always interesting. And what you should understand is about how they use different backgrounds to represent what they're... I'm not sure, it looks like they just placed it randomly, or maybe to reflect their personalities. If it really is meant to represent what they're talking about, then it's actually not just during the mayonnaise discussion. Because when you see them talking about how they eat ice cream cones, the background stays the same for each of them. Well, it's just their continuity remained the same in position. But when the conversation gets a bit gloomy, the background completely changes. And that truly shows the emotions happening in the conversation.